God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. Join me. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. I forgive it all in the love in which I was created. There is nothing else I am called to do. I am called to do and extend this light to everyone I am related. Forgiveness now flows naturally to you. All right, here we go again. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. Let me really feel it now. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. Very quietly now. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. One more time. God is the love in which I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive. This is a big one. This is a wonderful one. This is where we start to really get to the heart, where love and forgiveness are linked. Do you notice that? You know, obviously we know that A Course in Miracles is a very different take on what forgiveness is as opposed to what we usually think it is. In the text, it talks about there is forgiveness to attack and forgiveness to heal. Right? Forgiveness to attack is what we usually think of in the world, where something has happened to us. We believe we've been wronged in some way by another person, or maybe that we've committed the wrong. And if someone else has committed it to us, we, in our infinite wisdom, we rise above them and we look down upon them and say, I forgive you. Whatever it is that I think that person did, I forgive it now. And so I have really attacked them. I have separated myself from them. I've lifted myself above them. So that's forgiveness to attack. That's the ego's version of forgiveness. And then, of course, there's forgiveness to heal. And what does forgiveness to heal say? That which I perceive happened, the sin that I perceive was committed against me, in reality never occurred. In reality never occurred. So I love, so I give, so I serve, because I know that there's nothing that can attack me. I know that there's nothing that can harm me. There's nothing that can touch me in any way except for grace. Hi, Laurel. Welcome. So this is such a beautiful lesson, and as I said before, it links for the first time love and forgiveness, because they're the same thing, aren't they? If this is what I'm really truly here. But here's the thing. Forgiveness itself is an illusion, and that's what we're going to hear in this lesson. In the end, forgiveness is not necessary. God doesn't forgive you. We like to think that we go to confession, we do something wrong, and then in one way or another, through some magical ceremony, I was raised Catholic, so I know all about that, the priest forgives you. And somehow through the touch of the priest, your sins are wiped away. Or maybe you go on some pilgrimage like you did in the olden days. You had to walk all the way to the Holy Land. And if you were lucky and didn't get killed, then your sins were forgiven. And then later on, they kind of lightened up a little bit. Said, no, all you have to do is walk to Santiago. You know, the Camino de Santiago. So later on, that became the permanent indulgence through which your sins were forgiven. All right? But it says here, God does not forgive because he is never condemned. So forgiveness is not necessary. That is a powerful statement. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. So forgiveness is not necessary. But we insist upon it, don't we? We insist upon being forgiven. Why? Because we insist upon being guilty. Think about that for a moment. How much do we insist upon our guilt to justify who we are, why we're here, and what we're doing? And what this is saying is there is no reason for you to be here. There is no reason for you to be doing what you think you're doing, because God doesn't see any of it. God knows who you are, where you are, and what's happening right now. The truth is you're not here at all. You're in heaven looking back on this. And there is a part of you that has never forgotten that. And so all we're really doing, whole-mindedness, is nothing more than the reunion of that which could never be separated. So the mind of God, which is within you now, in totality, in heaven, if you want to say that, looking back upon this experience and saying, wow, it's like watching a movie. First of all, it never really happened. It's a done deal. It's guaranteed. So just relax. So anyway, let's read that sentence again because it's so important. God does not forgive because he has never condemned. And there must be condemnation before forgiveness is necessary. Forgiveness is the great need of this world. But that is because it is a world of illusions. Wow, I just love when he does this. I love when he cuts right to the heart of it. And if you're insisting upon guilt, if you're insisting upon this world being the real world, that is a very challenging statement. You need forgiveness. You need guilt to justify who you believe yourself to be. But if who you believe yourself to be has never really existed, and you are everything, you are all of it, and all we need to do is relax and rest in that. Okay. Those who forgive are thus releasing themselves from illusions. This is interesting. He says those who forgive, even though it's not necessary, but you need it for a moment, just for a moment. Why? To release yourself from illusions. While those who withhold forgiveness are binding themselves to them. As you condemn only yourself, so do you forgive only yourself. This one paragraph, I always say that the Course is not a book, it's a portal. And every paragraph, if you could just get one of them, you've got the whole thing. If you could just get the introduction, you could just throw the book away because you would be in light. You would be in the full experience. And this paragraph is certainly no exception. What's that last sentence? As you condemn only yourself, so do you forgive only yourself. So isn't it time?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it time to get on with it? To begin to see through the eyes of the Christ that sees only love, that has no need to forgive because once again, you can't forgive that which has never been condemned. You were never condemned. You have never changed. You are as God created you. That's the experience. That's the portal that leads you, literally pulls you into the experience that you never left. So, that being said, let's sing this one more time so we can, through the music, take it even deeper. You ready? Let's start off very quietly, then we'll get a little bit more. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. Let it build now. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. Really let me hear it now. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. Very quietly again. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive. One more time. God is the love in which I forgive, I forgive.